Because your opening statement, Taisei, you said, why am I here? Yeah. You could take it a little bit further too, without getting too deep.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I come from? Why am I here? What will happen to me when I pass? Joining the ancestors, yeah. I believe that we'll have accountability reports, especially to people that we carry their name. What did you do with my name? Or when we do pass, we hide, because you shame, because you should have, but you didn't, but it's too late now. So those type of things are on my mind a lot. And they didn't happen overnight, yeah. How you treat people and how you, the names you carry. All my children, we have 5 children, they all carry ancestor names to help them remember and honor that name. Kuleana, yeah.
Kuleana.
So, things like that.
I love it. So, before we get into your life purpose and your mission, let's talk a little bit about who Brook Parker is, where you're from, and maybe a little bit about your lineage, and then maybe also a little bit about some of the God-given gifts that you and your family encompass.
Okay, you talk about lineage. I thankful to be born and raised here in the islands, and my last name is Parker, and it's not a Hawaiian, so to speak, but I have many different nationalities, like a lot of us do, and I'm thankful and grateful for all of them because it's all important. Like I just found recently, I'm also Maori, and along with Chinese, Portuguese, German, all of that, but it's all important to me, and so kind of concentrate on the Hawaiian things right now because I'm here, and that's what's I grew up with pretty much my environment. But when we talk about the ancestors and the heritage, that means a lot to me and a lot to other people too. But I remind them because sometimes I get guys that come in my booth and they tell me, people I choose to paint, great leaders, men and women of the past. Well, it's my ancestor, I go, yeah, right on, bro. He did this, we come from that royal line, bro. And so a little bit maybe proud in a sense of kind of forgetting that. So I just remind them, I said, that's wonderful, but let me ask you a question. They go, yeah. Are you married? They go, yeah. Are you a good husband? You take care of your wife? Are you a good neighbor? You work? You a good employee? They look at me funny. What you mean, bro? I said, when we talk about the ancestors, all those accomplishments belong to them. That's not you, bro. But if it inspires you, if it helps you, then it's good. And I said, I don't judge my ancestors. I don't, because there's some stuff we leave behind. We learn from the positive as well as the negative. But at the end of the day, what kind of ancestor you going to be? They talk about you. So you can be all of that, but that's not you, bro. That's them.
I love it. So you're from Kahalu.
Yeah.
And that's where you grew up.
Yeah.
Right? Also, you have connections, your grandfather, Parker Ranch on the Big Island.
Yeah, my great-grandfather, John Palmer Parker, was a ship, used to take Pacific Northwest furs to China at 19 years old. He left Newton, Massachusetts. He wanted to have a life at sea. John Palmer Parker's dad and grandfather were at Lexington Green the morning the British was acting up. Yeah, so that first shot heard around the world, they were there. And that's his daddy and his grandpa. So taking first to China, he landed in Hawaii in 1809. He got tired of the sea life, ended up in Kauai, started hunting the wild cattle Kamehameha had put a couple on from one of the sea captains that left the cattle for him and to help supply the whalers that was coming to Hawaii already. Now we're talking about early 1800s. Kamehameha was still alive. He died in 1819. He became good friends with the king, became almost very close. He married one of his granddaughters, Kili'ikipikanika Olohaka was her name, and he gave him a small parcel of land up in Manaiole, and that's where the ranch started.
So you have, your bloodline is Kamehameha?
Yeah, one of the lines. Yeah.
One of the lines, okay, from his granddaughter.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty heavy. I think that name, when it comes to Hawaiian history and kings, he would be the most notable or the most
Really
well-known,
much.
right? Kamehameha.
Because he was the last man standing, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Okay, and he united the islands.
Yeah, he pretty much did that. And then you'll have a rabbit hole of debates too on that. But at the same time, a lot of people can claim lineage to Kamehameha. He had over 32 wives. 27 of them gave him children. He has over 40-something children that had, that we can claim. So I say that in all humility too, because again, that's,
it is
the stuff that,
what it is.
And then you don't bring that name up if you're in Ka'u, because they don't like Kamehameha of what happened to the Ka'u guys. And I have family from Ka'u too. My great-great-grandpa was Kahuna Nui to Keoa Kuahu'ula. He was the last one of Kalani Opu'u's sons. And so all the things that happened. So there's a lot of twists and turns, and even our own family heritage. For example, my wife's family, Drena, she's the Pi'ilani guys. That's all the Maui guys. But then when you think about it, brother, who was Kamehameha's real father? And I got some people probably listening to your podcast. It was Keoua, Pai Kalani Nui. I was taught it's Kamehameha. His real father was Kahikili, yeah? Not Keoua. And, might have a little controversy on that, but I was taught that. And you read the history books. Before Kamehameha Moku dies, he's on his deathbed. He tells Kamehameha, Keoua, not your father, Kahikili. He said, why don't you tell me that? It makes sense, because when he was born, Kahikili told his half-brothers, the twins, you go take care of my son. And someday you're going to be fighting against me. You take care of him. And it makes sense because I follow it up. When Kahikili retires in Waikiki and he dies in 1792 or 1794, who comes to get his iwi? All the way from the Big Island. Now, they're fighting already. Kamehameha Mokun Kamanava. Now, the Maui guys hate those guys, but they see them. They come in to get their brother to put his iwi back where it belongs in the family burial caves. So if there was no relationship there, doesn't make sense, right? But that's a fact that when Kahikili dies, the two twins on the coat of arms come and get his iwi to take it back. The Maui guys, they all prostrate themselves. They know that's the brothers, and they respect that. So different things like that, which makes sense to me, which really is the fact. Kamehameha's father, Kahikili.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to Hawaiian names, right? And I think that it might be a little difficult for some to follow. When you listen to the story itself, you can see Brada did this, but a lot of people don't really have any point of reference, right?
Exactly.
So before we talk a little, tell a little bit more stories, I want to know, what is Brook Parker's purpose?
My first purpose is to take care of my wife. Yeah, she's the main thing. Okay. A lot of bumps along the road, bro. We've been married now for over, gonna be 34 years, 35 years, but we've known each other for way over 40. But to have her and then to have children and to teach your children the values again, without getting in. And just when they grow up to be adults now, they're good people too. They epitomize aloha. They're kind, they're loving, they're honest. They have a good circle of friends because you attract, and they try to be good examples, So that's I would consider myself a success in life if my children and grandchildren can grow up to be good people. That's first and foremost. Other than that, I've been blessed with a gift on art, like you talked about earlier. You have a name on a paper, but when you have a face with that name, it becomes more pili and more ma'a to you. Oh, maybe that's how they look like. And again, that's a whole nother episode, because a lot of times when I do create, they end up looking like the people. The ancestors will come to me, brother, how you know that's how we look like? This is my picture of my great-great-grandfather. And I go, it's not me. I get help because they want to be remembered. And so I think what my mission and purpose, I think taking care of my family, trying to be kind, help others, and then help us remember our ancestors. Whoever they were, wherever they be. When I go into the schools and I talk to, we have a lot of different ethnics in there, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Samoan, Tongan. I said, whatever your ancestors are, learn about them, honor them, and make them happy and proud.
No matter your culture.
Yeah.
Right? You just have
It's all important.
Yes, I agree. And, just being Japanese, African American, and if you think about, all the struggles that African Americans went through in modern history, and I'm sure history for thousands of years, right? We're humans, right? People go through ups and downs throughout the generations and whatnot, but